Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Stephen Howson, Wembley in the background. Where do you even begin in a performance where you started poorly? And some people are absolutely blinded by goals and think that goals equals everything in football. Football is a results business. Today United got the result, and if we beat Manchester City in the final, getting a result like this, we'll all be really happy. However, you beat Coventry City getting a result like that after you were 3-0 up. You can't help but feel it feels like a hollow victory. Celebrate the saves, celebrate the goals, but I know at the back of my head, you're not even going to get shagged by City in the final if you play anything like that. Even if you play better than that, you're still getting a shagging. You might keep it 0-0 longer than 24 fucking seconds this time, but on any level do you see us beating City? I don't, without some players coming back into the team. Now, in my preview, I told you, me, a fucking pub league manager with a little bit of a fucking match preview, can have a look at Coventry City and tell you that Coventry City, the way they play and how it's going to go off. And they played exactly how it was going to go off. We identified the players that would be decent, and they were decent. And we told you there was going to be no space in behind. And I said if he plays that same midfield three and same forward three, exactly what he was going to get. Now, I actually thought we started off a little bit bright. We looked like we had a bit of arrogance about our play, which is a good thing. But within 5 minutes, the speed of the pass was annoying me. The intent in our passing was fucking annoying me. It was just the overall lethargy in United's performance. It was just clearly not good enough. You know, you had an opportunity here to turn up and swipe them away. And going 3-0 up feels like you've swatted them away. But it wasn't the case, was it? If we're being honest with ourselves, there has to be better analysis than we were 3-0 up, so therefore everything was fine and we were playing really well. No, not really. Like a good Premier League team absolutely parcels them to pieces. A good Manchester United would parcel them to pieces. That was not a good Manchester United in any way, shape or form. Casemiro and Maguire at the back had the potential to be absolute fucking chaos. Maguire constantly taking 17 touches. His time on the ball is insane, and that was what I'm talking about, being so ponderous with it. You can have a bit of control, and God knows how much I've been screaming for us to have control, and that was what a lot of people on Twitter were saying to me, is, oh, we're playing with a little bit of control, we're playing with a little bit of professionalism. But we weren't, we were just slow. We were just slow. And Coventry let us have the ball. They didn't press us. They tried to sit back and just deny us space. And when you've got that forward three, there is nowhere for that forward three to run. And occasionally when they did get up to the halfway line and there was opportunities to break in behind, our passing was slow. And our players who received the ball, they didn't look to get in beyond. They didn't look to knock it and chase. They didn't look to put a ball into an area for someone to go and exploit them with the pace that we have at our disposal. It was a strange performance, man. A strange performance in that sense, lacking quality in that sense. And then it started to unravel with a quickness when you take Kobe Mainoo off. Now, at 3-0 up, you should be able to take any player off, including Onana, and throw fucking me in net, really? Shouldn't you? Against a team from a division below, yes, there's a chance that they'll push and they'll try and get one, and if they get one, they might be able to get two. And that's what happened. But you take off... So, before the game, what I said was Garnacho, Højlund and Rashford, right? There's a time and a place for them, and Manchester City might be the time and the place for all three of those. You might want to go with two of those, but you can make a case for all three. Against Coventry, we're going to sit back. You're going to play players who want the ball in space in behind the defence, right? That's a worrying sign. Now, we didn't see the same midfield three, but we kind of did, because we've seen McTominay, Bruno and Mainoo. And we know that it lacks quality on the ball, it lacks penetration. We bring Eriksen on for Mainoo, And even later in the game, actually, when it started to really unravel for us, that was tactical. That was substitutions, and that was our tactics that made that happen, that allowed them back into the game in that manner. Because you just asked, the way it ended up shaping up, well, it was after the goal, because it was once Ahmad came on. Ahmad and Bruno playing as 8s with Eriksen sitting in behind as a 6. You've lost the coverage that you're getting from Mainu. You're asking Eriksen to do a job he can't do. Eriksen is your luxury midfielder in that, really. And what was annoying is I was seeing the evidence that I've been screaming for us to see, which is Bruno deeper. He's got the energy, he's got the range. He's a better player with the game in front of him than he is with the game behind him on the turn. And we don't get to see that. And so United throw it away. We allowed them to go 3-3, and honestly, I thought the 4th in injury time was a goal. I've not seen a replay of it, but I saw it in real time. It was right in front of me, and I thought it was onside. I've seen that it's probably not onside. And I don't want to go in on VAR because it feels like a cheap shot. But where's the fucking consistency, man? Where is the consistency in this? What is the difference between that and Jack Grealish? If Jack Grealish isn't a handball, this isn't a handball. If it is a handball, it is a handball. But when you have that sort of identical decision at the same fucking ground, 24 hours apart, and the result is different, that is what the video fucking referee is there to check. Now, we're probably avoiding the big fucking elephant in the room here. One being, who in the living fuck in a Manchester United shirt deserved to be kept on if that was a fucking exit trial? Because I can make a case that fucking none of them do. I would say Onana, Delo, Mainu. And I am struggling to name anybody else I would keep around based on the performances there today. Ahmad did more in a minute of being on than Rashford, Garnacho, or Anthony did. Anthony's substitution was horrendous. Anthony is going to get Ten Hag sacked. Now, Ten Hag may also have a hand in his own downfall with some of the decisions that he has made. And I've said time and time again, he is dealing with a loaded deck against him. There are a lot of things that have gone against him that he has got no dealing in whatsoever, no blaming whatsoever, but it is his responsibility to turn this around. That was not a good enough performance. So Jim's just done a marathon. That last 2 hours would have been more fucking grueling than the 4.5 of a 71-year-old fucking doing a marathon. Not fucking good enough. Not fucking good enough. No, I don't think Ten Hag survives this. Even though we won. I don't see him surviving that. I don't know how you make a case for him surviving it. My theory has always been he didn't start a fire. And I think you've got to put the fire out before you really find out what he's about. But I don't know if he survives that. I really don't know if he survives that. And I don't know if anybody comes in and makes that any better. It just feels sometimes like they bin a manager off because they feel it will change things it won't change. There was fundamentals of football not being adhered to there. How is it the manager's fault when any random collection of so-called Manchester United players should be able to see out a fucking 3-0 lead against a team from a division below them? And if you can't call yourself a Manchester United player. Yes, we've got injuries. Yes, that wasn't our ideal 11. Yes, there was players playing out of position. The players playing out of position are fucking World Cup winning, Champions League winning, fucking absolute legendary footballers. Do you know what I mean? Has Casemiro won a World Cup? Whatever. He fucking should have done. Handsome bastard. Either way, 18 months ago, less than a year ago, he was in a FIFA Pro World 11. He can play centre-half against Coventry. He'll be fine. And we nearly fucked it up. Well done with Onana for the shithousery at the penalty shootout. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. back in the morning, I guess, with 5 things that we clearly don't fucking learn every single week. But let me know in the comments, does he stay? Does he keep his job after this? How does he keep his job after this? Because I don't fucking know anymore. I really don't. In a bit.